climate crisis affects us all, and we all have the power to help solve it. The science community all around the world has been telling us for a long time we have to. Yes, but let's take a look at why. The sky is a very thin shell of atmosphere surrounding the planet, and we're putting into that thin space 110 million tons of man-made global warming pollution every 24 hours, and it's building up and it's trapping heat. The energy from the sun comes in the form of light, and it warms up the planet, and then that heat energy is radiated back into space, and some of it is caused by the natural greenhouse gas layer, and that's a good thing. But we're making that layer much thicker, so more of the outgoing infrared is being trapped, and that's what is driving the temperatures up. And there are many causes of the man-made global warming pollution. Agriculture is a part of it, and management of forests and transportation. But the main part of it is the burning of fossil fuels, which provides more than 80% of all the energy the world uses. As a result, all this heat is being trapped and the air's temperature is going up quite dramatically, and this is causing record-breaking years. 16 of the 17 hottest years ever measured with instruments have been since 2001. But on a global basis, more than 90% of all this extra heat is going into the oceans, and they are heating up pretty rapidly. And this makes the ocean-based storms like hurricanes and typhoons and cyclones stronger and more destructive. And it also disrupts the water cycle because the water vapor coming off the ocean is increasing very significantly as the ocean warms. And that's carried over the land and falls in much bigger precipitation events, both rain and snow. So we get these record downpours and that leads to record flooding. And the same extra heat that's disrupting the water cycle and making the downpours bigger is sucking the moisture out of the soil and making the droughts deeper and longer and more destructive. And when the land dries out, the vegetation dries out, and that means when the temperatures goes up, fires increases. Now we have these mega fires. Now the same heat is also melting the ice in Antarctica and in Greenland, and all that extra melting is raising sea levels. The Department of Defense in the US has long warned about refugee crises connected to the climate crisis and pandemic diseases and water shortages and food shortages. Where food is concerned, the extra heat stress is now beginning to decrease crop yields. It's also a medical emergency, and with temperatures going up and the climates being disrupted, we're seeing tropical diseases spreading poleward. Of course, the transportation revolution and air travel has a lot to do with this. The biologists are also concerned about the extinction trend. Up to half of all the land-based species with which we share this planet are in danger of extinction, according to a biologist, in this century unless we make changes. So do we have to change? Yes, we do. But unfortunately, every hour the Earth gets as much energy from the sun to supply all of the energy the entire global economy uses for an entire year. But there's as exponential curve with wind power being used all over the world, and it could supply 40 times as much electricity as the entire world uses. At the Paris negotiations, virtually every nation in the entire world agreed to phase down greenhouse gas pollution to net zero emission as early in the second half of this century as possible. And we're seeing march and demonstration and demands at the ballot box for the kinds of changes that are needed. So I guess we can help by using our voice and our choices in the marketplace and in our life, like our world depends on it, because our world depends on it.